Howdy folks, this is the start of Foukelore episode 5, 2019 fall edition. May go over into 2020. We've been investigating some caves in the area in OARK where we've had Bigfoot activity as early as the spring while it was here. Last night we had some shooting up above us on the mountains. So somebody was shooting a 22 2 or 3 times about every 20 minutes. So we think that's kind of affected some of our activity. We only heard one whoop last night, but we come down there this morning and checking out the caves, and it'll be on the video. And you also get to find some neat stuff when you're out exploring. Found a piece of driftwood we'll probably use for one of our displays in our office. Y'all stay tuned this year, and we'll keep you posted on any Bigfoot activity we find all around Arkansas. Catch you later. (2019) Bigfoot investigation near OARK. This is kind of the area. Here's everybody setting up the camp. You can hear gunshots in the background. Several areas, cool. There's a place down here by a tree that's been fell over that looks like an area where something could stay. It's a dark area there. Tomorrow we'll be doing an investigation that goes down this old road through here and around. And stay tuned. I'll keep you informed. That sounded good. This one, that's marking the Indian Trail. I don't know if that's east or south, but it's there we go. And also another thing that I heard, I don't know who told me, but maybe. That sounded like thunder. In those movies, you notice how the Thunder Boys, where they found a tree that was hollow? You see video? Yeah. And there's the Bigfoot called Thunder Boys. They'll find a tree that's hollow just like that and hit it. What? There you go.
God dang. Yep, it's time to go take a flight. That ain't gonna happen. Because if I'm going in, you're going in, and that gun ain't going in. I know better than that. I got gloves in my pants.
Oh, man.
Ooh, look at that. Dude. That thing is hard. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say, just the reverberation is that alone.
Hey folks, we're back. This is area 2 and here in OARK. Got a cool waterfall that comes down through here. Nice cool water. Got a small indentation of a cave over there we're going to check out. And look down through there. We didn't have much activity during the night. We had one whoop that was across the holler from us. I think that was due to when we got here. For some reason, right after dark, somebody started shooting a 22, and they'd shoot 3 or 4 shots and wait 15, 20 minutes and then shoot 3 or 4 shots. I don't know what was going on with that, but I don't think they was target practicing. Might just been a Friday night and they was bored. I don't know, but it sure kind of messed up our activity. But they might have been trying to keep something away from the property. I don't know. But we'll be back to you and we're going to check that cave out over there. Talk to you later. Bye. Out doing recon on area that's near area 2. This is awesome. You look over there. Can't beat this. Anything could stay in that.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps. That's so awesome.
Anthony Shields down there doing some video for his. Having a slide to get down into this area here. Might be just cause of mold, but alright, we made it to the bottom. We're gonna come down here, come around, see if we can catch up with Anthony over here. I think we're gonna go this way. Looking for any kind of interesting man, that'd be an awesome place. Anything can stay behind that rock. Got the waterfall. Got some weird kind of tracks right there. I could even live down here. This is so awesome. Making my way over to where they're at. Maybe. I don't trip and fall here. Look at them tracks where something dug in under there. I don't know if it's a cat or it's right there. Right up here. Look at that rock over here. Oh yeah. I didn't see those. The ones I saw right there by that rock in that wet spot. But there's a big rock over there. Anything can hide behind that rock. Look at this. Right there. Man, this is just awesome. There's a cave right there, but they said it ain't very big. It's just a circle around. Anthony Marcus is still going up over there. See you in a minute. Over and out. Bye. Alright, we're coming up in onto this area here. Across from the waterfall. Looks like a little cave. If I can get up there. Here you're going to see just what I see. Oh wow, it looks like it's got steps. Look. Boom, 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 boom. You walk right up to it. See if I can shed a little light on the subject. Oh, it goes all the way through to the other side. Oh, wow. Perfect place for anything to be. It's a walkway, goes right up and over. Definitely something been in here. No wonder we had Bigfoot activity and everything. But due to the gun season, it's moved out. I still can't see all the way down in there. I'm trying to get there, folks. This is amazing. There's a walkway that goes right up, and over to there. There's definitely something been walking all that. Look, all the way up and over to the other side. All right, I'm going to try and make it to the other side, folks, and let you in from view from that side. I'm going to let y'all see as I see. Coming up around this, where we just went into the cave. We're on the other side now. Coming around our active Bigfoot area near OARK. Hey, that's awesome. You look down in there. That's looking back at where we was just at. To get you a little more light. Definitely something been used in that area. Huh, looks like hand marks where something been coming up the wall. Look at that. I don't know if the camera's catching that or not. Maybe if I move the light. Looks like hand marks where something's rubbed the wall. See how rough these are? And all this, now look, looks like something's rubbed the wall all down through there and brushed it. And it had to be pretty tall to reach up there. It's about 8 feet up. folks, we're headed to Area 3, which is on White Rock Mountain, to do some squatching this morning. Howdy, fellers. Howdy. Perfect walkway right up it right there. Whoa. Got movement went across up there. Went right. Man, here, look, see that dark? There's a tree and then a dark spot right to the right of it. You can walk, it's like a trail goes right up to it. It went right by that dark spot. I still can't see what that. I can't zoom in enough to see what the dark spot is either.
Your light's on, bud. On your phone. If you flip it over, look on the back. That's gonna green.
Go ahead. We're up here at the beginning of the horseshoe.
Should I take a left or a right?
Stay on the road.
Stay on the road, you run right into it.
Hey folks, as you can see, our video ended as on the Saturday night that we were sitting around the fire and hearing calls of something in the distance that would come in as vehicles come into the area. I'm just going to kind of fill you in on the facts that happened after that, because we ain't got a night vision camera, or we would have recorded the details on it, and we're hoping to get one of those. If anybody's got a night vision camera or scope that they'd want to donate to the Arkansaw boys, feel free to comment, and I'll send you our address or whatever, or get with you somehow or another and pick it up. But here's what happened. You may have heard on another Bigfoot page about what they felt happened, but here's the details as I see it that occurred that night. Me and Matthew and Marcus left from Area 3. We made it back to camp at Area 2. The night before, we hadn't had much activity go on. We did a night investigation, which that's on the video, and went all the way to the creek that's along the road that leads away from Area 2 on deeper into the woods. Heard one whoop that night. We looked for other signs. We didn't find no, for say, tree structures or any tracks or anything like that. We did find area that was kind of like a corridor where all the limbs had been broke off, and went all the way to a cedar thicket, and along this corridor was probably 10 feet high. So something had definitely been traveling back and forth on that path over to a pond that was there. That's the only interesting thing that we had found Friday night. Of course, like we said, there's gunshots going on Friday night, so that kind of messed everything up. Well, we made it back to Area 2 Saturday evening, got the fire going. CLINT arrived from Area 1, where he had taken Logan and Steve up there to view some stuff around in Area 1. Neil had arrived and brought chicken and food for everybody, and we had told him that they went to Area 1. Reason that he was separated from the group that went to Area 1, Anthony Shields was with Neil, and he had departed. He saw a lot of neat stuff, caves, and used his drone around to see everything, but hadn't seen no fresh activity, which me and him had talked that was kind of understandable, it being gun season. But he was going back to stop at an area on his way home, so he left Saturday morning, or Saturday evening, before Neil had come down there to bring the food, which was KFC. That was awesome of him. He's thinking of everybody and taking care of them. Well, me and Marcus had the fire going. Neil arrived back. Stephen and Logan were still in Area 1, I presume, or doing their own investigation somewhere else. It proceeded to get dark, and we sitting around the fire, and I said we hadn't had a lot of activity at either area 2 or 3. We're sitting there, and as a car pulled in, a vehicle pulled in, and when they got up to almost to where the campsite was, there's a whoop or howl from the bluff line along the road that come in. There's still debate over what that sound was. You hear it on the deal. You be your own judge. But that was the first call as a vehicle pulled in. Well, next, Stephen and Logan pulled in. They come in slow, made it all the way to camp, got out of their vehicle, and headed to the fire. And there's another call, whoop sound. They got to hear that. We discussed around the fire what it was. Maybe canine. And we'd brought up that wasn't no coyote sound for sure. It's too loud and too strong. It wasn't a wolf sound. They said it may be a cross. There's I think they call it a coy wolf or something. Anyway, a cross, a mixed breed wolf that's in the area, that's back in Arkansas, possibility. Anyway, while we was discussing about that and what the activities that went on that day, Neil pulled back up, and he was with his friend. So I got up and was talking to Neil, and Matthew was over there, and Clint and Marcus and Stephen were around the fire. Logan was at the fire at that time. Me and Neil was talking and discussing, and his friend was discussing. We was there by the chicken. That's the place to be, you know, you gotta eat. Well, sometime during this time, Logan had departed from the group without us knowing it. He says he may have announced it, but the group that was by the truck didn't hear it. And at some point he had left. And earlier during that, our motion detector light kept coming on. And the reason the motion detector light was placed where it was at, it was the only viable foot method for anything to come up through from the valley and get to the area where we was at. And I noted, yeah, a Bigfoot or an animal like that can probably come right up the bluff side that was there. It's about 25 feet down. Probably no hard jump if it wanted to, but just as far as physical entry, that was the easiest point, and that's where we had placed the motion light. It had triggered several times. Didn't see nothing. So, like I said, me and Neil was talking, and about then, somebody come up from the bluff side, which is, you can't see really over to the bottom of the bluff, but until something starts coming over it. And it was just far enough left that it was out of the motion range sensor at that time. And it'd go back and forth, and we stood there, and Neil said, "Who's that? What is that?" I said, "I don't know. Everybody's accounted for that I know of that was up here at the fire." Being that we didn't know Logan had left. About that time, I guess, he had turned his red lights on, which is two little red lights on either side of his cap, and proceeded to come on up the way.
And we'd done been telling Neil about whoever it was above us the night before had been shooting, and kind of messed up everything. They'd shoot a 22, 4 or 5 rounds about every 20, 30 minutes. That kind of strange activity, but so at that, it proceeded to keep coming on up. Neil pointed out and said, "Hey, everybody, look, there's somebody coming up." He proceeded to, and didn't say nothing at that point. He might have not heard Neil, might have not been loud enough. But at that point, Neil said, "Identify yourself. We have movement behind us." I mean, what's your normal action if you're there and you have movement behind you? You're going to turn around. Of course, everybody there's got a weapon. Nobody pointed a gun at Logan. Couple of them had the red flashlights. They turned them on and pointed them at Logan. Possible he thought it was the laser scope off of Marcus's gun, but it wasn't. It was just red flashlight. Neil proceeded to say, "Identify yourself," and Logan said, "Well, hey, it's me," and kind of waved, and proceeded on up. That was all that was said there. If he had a hard feelings or something, he should have brought it up or said, "Hey, hey, that was me. Don't be doing something like that." But Neil didn't know if it was the people that was behind us, whether it was possible Bigfoot activity. Obviously, when you seen the red lights, you knew it wasn't no actual Bigfoot, because this was light that was emanating out. It wasn't from eye shine from something from the camp. Logan proceeded to come into camp. While we was sitting around at the fire, Stephen come up with the idea to do a recon out there to send somebody outside of camp and have them come back in all the way to camp while we was out there setting in locations. Preferably, we would have needed another team on the left side of the valley. We didn't have that. We only had 4 teams of 2, which me and Stephen was one team. Logan and Matthew was a team. Clint and Marcus was a team. And Neil and the other guy was a team that stayed at the camp. And part of the reason on that, the other guy had an injured foot, so he wasn't able to walk or nothing, and Neil didn't feel right to leave him there in camp by himself. So anyway, things progressed. We divided up in our teams. We let Clint and Marcus leave the area, go up the road. It's along a bluff line. Me and Steve and worked our way down to a point that we could overlook the whole valley where the waterfall was and the cave was, and even now that we know even further down by Anthony letting us know and everything that there's a tree across the creek and more caves and more systems. But anyway, at that time we didn't know it. We'd worked our way to that point and sat by a tree. We witnessed Logan and Matthew walking to our right, flanking us, coming along the bluffs line from us, which was about 100, 150 yards from where me and Stephen was sitting. Stephen let me use his night vision scope, and you could see anything that was hot was in black, and anything was cold or was grays or white. You could look all over the valley of the moonlit night. So actually you could see better with your eyes as far as seeing the whole full picture of the valley and if any movement was going on. Because with the night vision scope you could only look at one certain area, say it was a couple 100 feet wide that you could look at, and you had to rotate to see anything else. So since we was in our area, we turned the night vision scope off and sat there a minute, and we could hear Logan and Matthew get in the location, and we all had walkies, and we waited a little while, and I asked if they was in location. At that time, we turned the night vision back on, or if it was on the whole time, we wasn't looking through it. We looked back through it, and you could see Logan and Matthew at one point that was kind of walking around in one area. You seen two images. It would be a black blob with a kind of a head at the top of it that would move every once in a while, and you could see them switch around. We seen them both together. Alright, that proceeded. We waited a little while longer. We radioed for the truck to come back in. So the CLINT and Marcus had headed back in the truck. We discussed and looked around the valley and about what was all going on and what layout of the valley was, and we sat there a little while, and I just happened to pick back up the night vision scope and looked over, and there's only one image where Logan and Matthew was, and it was standing up. The other image was gone, so I was like, I wonder where they went. So I panned down anywhere to 50 to 75 yards and saw another image that was the same like in Matthew, a long blob with a head that would turn. So it wasn't no deer. It was either another person or something human shaped, but compared to the one that was standing over here about 75 yards, 50 to 75 yards back, it was much larger. So that's when I had Stephen get on the radio and asked them to confirm their locations and if they were still together. As they did that, whoever got on the radio, I guess it was Matthew. I couldn't hear the tone of the voice, so I didn't know. But they confirmed that they were still together. But I could still only see one image where Matthew said he was. Now we know from the other video that Logan was sitting down. Stephen asked again for them to confirm their location, that they was together. Yes, they were together. We had Matthew to confirm by turning his light on and have Logan stand up. Well, when Logan stood up, you could see the two images there. They were about 10 yards apart, but yet this one was still 50 to 75 yards down the bluff from them. And it would disappear behind a tree and then be back around. Well, at that time, whoever was in the truck with the radio, I don't know if it was Marcus or CLINT, but anyway, radioed that there's coming back into the area. We're still trying to confirm what was going on here, who this other image was, or what it was. At that time, by then we could see the truck lights approaching the area. Stephen had the night vision in, trying to confirm what was going on, what this other image was, and by then this other image it either went behind a tree or something, and he was asking where was the location. I said, well, let me see the deal. I looked back again. The other image was gone, but by then the lights were approaching close to where the image was. And I had Steven, because he had the walkie, to radio for the truck to stop, which that was off the plan. That may have messed it up a little bit. We should have let the truck come all the way back in and stuck to the general plan so if we could see if we could get another whoop or a call from whatever was down in the valley where the calls were coming from. Well, as the truck stopped, the other image was started moving down the hillside valley. And where it was moving, it's very steep and sharp and rocks, but it was moving at a fast pace. Some reason or another, a light shined out of the truck and did a sweeping pass like this, back and forth. At that time, as far as their light would reach, was about 10 to 15 yards short of this image that was going down the hillside. At that time, Marcus radioed on his radio that he's getting deathly sick and what to do, and he's like he's going to throw up or something. So I had Steven tell the truck to go on back to camp. By then, Steven I give back the night vision deal and was trying to find the image, but it's down into the creek where it's just white blob looking. So it either proceeded to walk along the creek or in the creek or something. Not sure, but it was gone. From our point of view, if Logan and Matthew had went to our left, they would have went down to where that image is. I mistakenly said have them move left. I was meaning my left, but from the angle Logan had turned, his left was across the road, which is opposite away from the image. So they ended up across the road. And at that point, me and Steven decided to wait a little while to see if the whoop would occur, or call, or sound, canine sound, whatever this sound was. But it didn't occur this time, even though the truck had pulled up to camp. We waited about 20-25 minutes and then sounded the all clear call to go back to camp. We went back to camp and discussed it. Nothing was said other than we wasn't for sure what this image was. Still not for sure. I'd like to go back and be able to stand on that bluff line and look at the two trees that it was by and have someone stand where Logan and Matthew was so we can tell the distance from them, how close they were to this image, and how tall this image was compared to their height. And that's the facts about what all had happened. Marcus proceeded to be in camp and sick. Some has suggested that it was infrasound possibility. Not sure if Bigfoot does this or not, if he projects infrasound, low frequency waves that can disorient you or make you sick, or if it's just your own senses that kick in and sense something is out of whack or in your environment and you makes yourself disoriented. Anyway, he was definitely sick. We ended up leaving camp early, about 3 in the morning, because he just couldn't get to feeling any better. So we ended up coming home early. We was going to proceed Sunday morning and do an investigation on down the creek that was there and into them caves. We're hoping to reschedule that in February, and that's about all that I know, and caught you up on the facts. I'm gonna ask if Marcus wants to add any of his video comments to it, or if Matthew wants to add any of his comments about everything that's happened, and we'll add that, and we'll get this video, full video, posted maybe this weekend. Alright, talk to y'all later. Peace out, and God bless everybody.